Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. We're taking a look here at OP, helping you understand best practice and big picture and kind of, where's it going to go next? It's doing very, very well. We may be entering price discovery here soon. So we'll talk about that and much more, kind of what to look for with situations like that. And, if you are new to the channel, just keep this in mind. I love teaching people to trade. It's been about 17 years, been trading now, quite a long time. Roughly half of my life, and I can tell you that it's an awesome lifestyle. So completely financially independent. It's really easy to do well as long as you have a good risk tolerance, and those are all things I teach in my academy. Anyways, I'm mentioning that just so you understand that I have a website where you can register to become part of my trading community, and we all learn and grow together. So I got some awesome traders here, just kicking some serious butt. I'm super proud of Sunny here. Fantastic work there. Keep up the good work. Austin J, of course, that goes without saying, has been a rock star for quite a while now. Alexandru, it's one of my admins. So again, we got an amazing community. We're all learning and growing together. It's really cool to be able to band up and kind of learn everything together and to grow together too. I've been able to graduate a lot of people the last couple of years. It's been super fun. Anyways, we took some profits here recently, 160% in 1 month for Litecoin. That's one of our slower trades that we took roughly a month ago before things kind of got crazy. We've also got 95% for Bitcoin in 20 days and another 95% in 3 days that we just took recently here. Again, the list kind of goes on. There's a tremendous amount of different trades that are happening right now, but it's just fun and kind of exciting to be able to share all this together. And we're all learning and growing together too on the best exchange possible. Bitget does offer a $10,000 prize pool monthly. Thank you to Bitget for allowing my members to have that benefit. And it's really just kind of a cool collective experience where we're competing loosely, but still profit and loss ratio, trading volume. There's a lot of different ways you can benefit. And of course, if you are using an exchange like Bitget, you want to use ExpressVPN per se, just for a virtual private network, because you will need that for any type of leverage trading. And they do give you 3 months free with a 12-month plan. So thanks again, Express and Bitget, for allowing my members to have a better situation there. So we're going to go ahead and remove the previous information here and take a look at some new stuff. And we're going to want to kind of we'll draw out some Fibonacci retracement levels. Perhaps we want to go with the larger Fibonacci retracement levels based on the simple fact that, well, first of all, we have less data here. OP is a fairly newer coin. I think June 1st was the first official release date in 22. So we have roughly about 6 months of data here, maybe 7. And if we were to draw out Fibonacci levels on just traditionally from the most recent time frame, we won't really get a tremendous amount of valid data. Now, don't get me wrong, this isn't invalid. It's just not enough. The price has gone too far outside that realm, right? So oftentimes what you have to do is kind of look at larger time frames and get some key level supports and resistances. Okay, so it's important to do that because I get the question a lot, like, hey, how do I draw out my fibs? And there's different strategies, of course, but the larger the time frame, the more valid and significant those support and resistance levels become, right? So in that sense here, we can see pretty obvious 0.786 key level resistance. The price is getting rejected there initially. Is it going to continue there? Hard to say, but we'll look at smaller time frames to identify. Let's go ahead and take a look at overextension as well. And once again, with less data, we don't have a tremendous amount of history here telling us how much further it could go. But if history does have a tendency of repeating itself, which it oftentimes does, last time RSI came up close, basically over 70, it hit 83, and the price action continued to come down for 3 days and then tried up again. But regardless of that fact, it didn't get a chance to pass this plane. And coincidentally, you can see this resistance level here with this opening day. We have somewhat of a resistance there at that level. So we can expect $2.25 to be a pretty strong resistance if we were to get up that further. That would be price discovery at that point. If we break through that level, there's a whole nother strategy involved for that. But anyways, between now and then, we can expect this level here to continue to hold because we can see that was an initial resistance level here at about 190. So 190 should essentially hold. And just to further this here, just kind of summarize, anytime you have an RSI over 70, the pullback likelihood is greater. It continues to go greater. So we've been up over 70 for about 5 days now. There's a really strong chance we're going to see a red day soon. We are also seeing 3 strong green candles here, which is one of my favorite trading patterns. It's 3 white soldiers. If you've watched my channel before, I talk about it a lot. It's a very common characteristic in trading. We have 3 strong green days, roughly 72 hours of continuation, and then the price pulls back the day after. So tomorrow very well should be a red day for OP. I'd be very surprised if it continues further. But again, if you're in profit, consider taking some profits. And if this is the coin you want to hold on to forever, different story, disregard, close this video now. There's no reason to watch it. Because honestly, most of what I'm doing here is more day trading, swing trading tactics. not hodl trading. Hodl trading isn't even trading. It's basically just buying and holding forever and never selling, which you don't want to do because if you don't take profits, you'll never be profitable. All right, so taking a look at all these moving averages, we can see they're all below the current price action. That's fantastic. Check that off the list. We're up over 70 on the RSI, extremely overextended. MACD also continuing to progress higher. Can only progress for so long, right? So we take a look at this history. Obviously, it's a lot longer, but we are absolutely getting closer to that overextension. So to me, personally, taking profits right now makes a tremendous amount of sense on the big picture. Let's look at the medium time frame here, basically the 4-hour transitionary, and kind of see if this is a healthy continuation. You can see some healthy characteristics where the price action comes up, over, up, and over. It's consolidating at these levels though. Look at how awesome these Fibonacci retracement levels are. Price comes up, breaks through that resistance level, creates that as a new support, trends there as a support level for roughly 2 or 3 trading days, legs up to a 9, hits the rejection point, breaks through that resistance level, comes back down and retests as a support, and continue higher. Do you see a trend here? It's just keeps stepping up and up and up each level. Keep in mind, when we had an overextension state like we are at right now, it'll probably work its way down these levels too, if it were to come back down. Again, if is a key word, we don't know that for sure, but it would make sense for it to at the very least, pull back to this 1.62, $1.62, because we are overextended. We didn't get enough time to consolidate here. Even though this little bit of time here does warrant this next leg up, we have roughly, six times 3? We're looking at roughly somewhere in the range of 18 hours of continuation left, either to the upside to retest that level or going sideways. So to me, based on what I see here so far, I'm not interested in shorting this. I'd much rather take a long position somewhere in the 165 range. Again, as a rough estimate of outside looking in what I potentially want to consider doing. So what I'll probably do is I'll just kind of set an alert here, kind of see if 164 gives me an inclination, if the price were to come back down there, if it looks like it's going to hold or if it's going to want to continue either up or down. At that point, we'll have to reevaluate. But between now and then, we just kind of got to be patient. Patience is very much a key aspect of things. That's why we took 160% from Litecoin in 30 days. If you were impatient, you would have sold that when the price comes down, but instead, we've survived and lived to trade another day. Survival is important in a bear market, and we're still very much in a bear market. Please understand that. Bitcoin, just because it had a few good days, does not mean we're going to hit extremely large targets between now and then. But on the bright side, Bitcoin is having a lot of, it's increasing in dominance, and altcoins are doing well. It means a lot of new money is coming in the market. I think it's somewhere in the range like $40 billion came in the market this week. Something crazy. Anyways, we look at RSI and MACD. We can see the very similar characteristic for a lot of other coins. Price is bouncing off of 70 in the RSI and continuing higher. That's a very common characteristic. That's when our previous resistance turned support. You see that same thing as well. That's essentially just telling us that this level here, 164, was a resistance. Now it's a support level. That's really all it's telling us. But that's a good sign, suffice to say. All right. That being said, the 4-hour time frame looks pretty decent, pretty good, healthy in a sense, but it's albeit overextended. Okay. Same thing with the hourly. I'm willing to speculate we're going to see very similar circumstances here. We got a 9, up to a 9, down to a 9, up to a 7 sideways, another 9 overextended, break through that resistance level, turn at support, hit an 8. Now we're back up to a 9. So again, 9s are hitting pretty consistently on this one. In fact, I just covered Mana and Sandbox here recently. They also have the exact same characteristics. Big surprise, following suit to Bitcoin as well. Bitcoin's having a lot of similarities there. So keep in mind, Bitcoin has a bad day. It's due for a correction soon. OP, Mana, whatever other coin is doing well, could very well suffer for a short amount of time. So just be ready for a 2x correction for altcoins if Bitcoin corrects itself by 1x, right? That being said, it's all a big if. We don't truly know. Bitcoin looks fairly strong right now. But pullbacks make much more sense when they're overextended like this going into the weekend. Mondays and Tuesdays are commonly profit-taking days. Just please be ready for that. So my speculation is tomorrow or Tuesday we'll see a correction from OP. It may just only go down to 164, but it could go lower. Great news is these support levels are potential holding points for us. Okay. Last thing we want to look at is Ichimoku Cloud. Kind of see we are close to intersecting with the price action, but not quite there. You can leave your long position open until that changes. We got the conversion line and the baseline consistently fighting with itself up and down. So that basically just tells us that we don't have a tremendous amount of momentum. We're losing that push, if you will, and that this area here, is going to be a potential support range. So again, if we lose the cloud, just say the price comes down and then the price coming over here to 164, at that point, that would be an indication potentially short. Again, potential, obviously you want to reevaluate. But if we close below the cloud, then there's a great chance that it could continue lower, and that'll be the new resistance. Okay, so we'll reevaluate when we get there. I'll just make sure to cover OP again, once again, perhaps even tomorrow. Make sure we cover this and kind of take a closer look. But thank you so much again for the request, and have me take a look here. This could very well be a good long position soon, but we want to make sure we double check before we take that trade. Never just jump in blindly just because you have an alert set. Okay. Either way, thanks again for joining me here. Hope you learned something. If you want to learn a lot more, cryptocash.tech is the site, link down below. Recommend registering before month end because we have a new website rolling out, and the price structure will change. All right. Thanks again for joining me here. Look forward to working with you. Have a great rest of your day. See you next one.